Okay, let's unpack this. Welcome to the deep dive.
Hey there.
Today, we are doing exactly that, a deep dive into some really chilling territory. We're looking at what people often call the most haunted places in Texas.
Right, and we're working from this single source, basically a compilation that ranked them based on, various online ghost hunting communities.
Yeah, exactly. So our mission here is pretty straightforward. We want to quickly walk you through the backstories, the specific hauntings, and the spirits people talk about at these sites, according to this source anyway.
Think of it as like the quick guide, why these places get all the attention from paranormal fans.
For sure. And these aren't just random spots. We're talking places with like really deep history.
Mm.
Hospitals, old hotels.
Yeah, forts, even a infamous bridge.
Hmm.
And what's interesting looking at the source is how it blends the actual history with local legends and then these reported personal experiences. It's that mix.
Totally. So, okay, the source ranks them. Let's jump in with number one, Yorktown Memorial Hospital. Yorktown, obviously.
Right. Key thing here, it was a Catholic hospital, ran from about 1951 to 86. And the source really leans into the idea that while former patients might still be around.
Okay, patients, yeah, I get that. But what really jumped out at me from the source was the mention of something darker, more sinister alongside them.
Hmm.
It mentioned a demonic entity that could mimic voices. That sounds pretty terrifying.
It does. And the source, yeah, it makes a point to separate those sinister forces from the apparitions of like nuns or patients. It talks about a growling shadow figure, something genuinely malevolent, apparently, not just, residual energy.
Wow, okay. So a clear distinction there in the source material. All right, moving from a hospital to mineral wells, the Baker Hotel.
Ah, the Baker. Grand place. Opened in 1929, big luxury spot, famous for its mineral spa, closed down in 72.
And the source focuses on a pretty classic ghost story type, right? A woman with red hair.
Yeah, supposedly a mistress who tragically jumped from the seventh floor. That's the main spirit the source highlights.
The source also adds that detail about phantom bellhops, though, which kind of brings the old hotel back to life in a spooky way, like echoes of when it was busy.
Exactly. You've got the lady in red, sure. But then also these sounds, like parties happening in empty rooms. The source suggests its glamorous past is kind of, well, stuck there.
Okay, next stop, Austin, a really famous one, the Driskill Hotel.
Mm-hmm. Grand old place.
Yeah.
Built by Jesse Driskill, the cattle baron, opened way back 1886.
And the source says Driskill himself might be one of the spirits.
It mentions him, yeah, but it seems to focus more on these two stories about young girls. More poignant, maybe.
Yeah, the source details a really sad story about a 4-year-old girl, a senator's daughter, I think, who fell down the grand staircase. She's said to haunt that area.
Right.
And there's mention of a phantom bride, too. But the source gives fewer specifics on her compared to the little girl. Seems like the tragedies are the focus.
Definitely seems that way. Okay, leaving the hotels, we head over to Denton, Goatman's Bridge.
Officially Old Alton Bridge, built 1884. And this one feels different based on the source, doesn't it? Less documented history, more potent local legend.
Absolutely. The source dives into the story of a black goat farmer lynched there in the 1930s, whose spirit is said to be the vengeful goat man.
Yeah, and the hauntings tied to it, according to the source, sound really visceral. Glowing eyes, growls from the woods.
And people feeling suddenly angry or just full of dread. It sounds much more aggressive than the other places on this list.
That visceral description definitely makes it stand out. Okay, last one on the list from our source. We go south to Goliad, Presidio La Bahia.
Big historical site, Spanish fort, 1749, hugely significant in the Texas Revolution, especially because of the Goliad massacre.
Right, so given that history, it's maybe not surprising the source talks about soldiers being the primary hauntings. Moans, sounds.
Yeah, and the source specifically points to the courtyard as being very active, particularly after dark. It directly links the hauntings to that history.
It actually names Colonel James Fannin and his men.
Yeah, right.
Executed there. The source basically says their spirits are there because of that violence.
Exactly. A direct line from historical event to reported haunting, according to the source material.
Okay, so that wraps up our quick run-through of these 5 spots, based only on this one curated source.
Right. Just what this particular compilation presented.
We hit Yorktown Memorial Hospital, the Baker Hotel, the Driskill, Goatman's Bridge, and Presidio La Bahia.
So maybe something for you, the listener, to think about after hearing this. What is it about history, especially tragic history, violent history, that seems to kind of anchor these ghost stories to places.
Yeah.
Does knowing the real events, like at the Presidio or the Driskill, make those paranormal accounts feel more compelling, or maybe even more believable in a strange way?
It really makes you think, doesn't it? About the echoes history might leave behind and how they fuel these enduring spooky tales.